Welcome, my foolish girls and gals, and everything in between, to the spooky rendition of my shoe closet because I was too busy. I didn't want to deal with the glare today, so I decided to turn it all off. Just the best way. Besides, this is supposed to be Nintendo's horror game. Anyways, I'm going to be finishing off the series of How Do You Rank for Luigi's Mansion, finishing off of Area 4, including all the attic ghosts, some of the cellar ghosts, and finally the dastardly King Boo. Let us get into it, shall we? The first spooky specters of Area 4 are the Clockwork Soldiers. Okay, I'm just gonna stop doing that. But, normally you'd go for Old Grimmy first so you can turn all the lights on. But, he wasn't in that rack, so I just had to do him around with Area 3. Anyways, they reside in, I believe it's called the Clockwork Room. In order to activate the fight, or, the capture, you have to go over to a bunch of tables and chairs and such that hold shiny-looking clock things. You gotta shake them so that they begin to play music, and after using 3 of them, the Clockwork Soldiers will become inactable. Next, what you gotta do is you gotta use your vacuum to turn one of the knocks or, wind-up parts on one of the soldiers around so that they expose their heart. Afterwards, you can just begin sucking them up, but be careful, for the other 2 will still become hostile. They'll try and shoot you with blank corks. The pink one shoots the slowest, but doesn't have a chance of blanking. And the blue and green ones are technically the exact same, except green has a better chance of blanking, I believe. There aren't many places to get stuck. It's a generally open area, so you won't have to worry about, any poison mushrooms. But just watch out for those very spooky specters with their guns. I don't know how ghosts are able to hold items, but whatever. I mean, this isn't exactly the most logical game. Anyways, next one. Soupy, who resides in a hidden room, I believe it's on the 2nd floor. In order to access the key to enter this area, you first need to go to the top of the roof and then fall into the sealed room, which has access to the key and therefore an ability to get inside. You have to deal with a couple of ghosts. I believe that they're, what are they called? They're shy guys, but they're pretty easy to deal with, so you won't have to worry about that much. Soupy kind of sleeps there, but in order to wake her up, you gotta use water, angle it up on her, and just blow her with water. I don't suggest you do full streams, but rather just little squirts, and if she reacts, then stop. If you keep on doing a full stream, it's just gonna take too long, and you're gonna waste time. Once you begin capturing her, these 2 little dolls here on the upside-down tables will begin flowing at Luigi. You can suck up one of the closest dolls, and it will stop spawning. However, the other one will still continuously spawn. So either I suggest, if you want to get a perfect ranking with no dealing with any of these stupid clowns, then go ahead and, suck up all the dolls before you begin to capture Soupy. Other than that, she's a pretty easy capture, nothing really big. Those clowns can get pretty annoying at sometimes, but, you have to deal with it. Anyways, the next ghost of Area 4. Next to Bogmire, Jarvis, who lives in the jar room, is probably one of my favorite ghosts, as he has a very interesting personality. Though Bogmire is just generally scary and, unknown, Jarvis isn't such. He's kind of expressive. One of the more expressive ghosts, in fact. Basically, he'll live in these jar rooms in the attic, and in order to, begin the capture, you gotta play a game of hide-and-go-seek, except you freeze him whenever he shows up in one of the jars. It's pretty easy. All you gotta do is spin around constantly at all the jars that are base level, and you should be able to get 707. Once you do that, you'll begin the capture phase, where we'll begin showing up in different jars. All you gotta do is flash a light and begin sucking, but be careful, because surprise, surprise, he uses jars as a weapon and tries to throw them at you. So make sure you dodge those. There's a specific sweet spot right behind the frozen jar that enables you to block the majority of the jars that come through, except for the ones in the left corner of the room. It should be an easy capture if you know your stuff, and don't get confused with all of the Jarvis's weird bobbing. his body is very small, so it's kind of unpredictable at first, but it's easy to get a hang of. Anyway, now let's move on to the next ghost. Sorry, I hate ice levels incoming. In all seriousness, Sir Weston isn't the most difficult ghost to deal with. He's actually one of the easiest once you get a hang of, but he has a whole lot of things going for him. At first, I thought you had to blow the fire directly onto Sir Weston's icicle, but you actually have to light these campfires to the side of him. That can be pretty confusing if you're new, so make sure you know that. As well, you gotta watch out for the icicles that will begin to fall if you go under them. And of course, the thing is made of ice, so the floor is going to be slippery. Once Sir Western is actually aggravated, once you turn on the campfires with fire, he'll begin throwing ice paths, I'm guessing, at you. All you gotta do is blow fire on his icicle this time, until you eventually get him exposed. Afterwards, all you gotta do is begin sucking up. He doesn't throw any projectiles, though it's pretty difficult to get a grip onto the floor, so don't always rely on this B-side step technique. As well, you gotta watch out for the icicles. There aren't many places to get stuck, so you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, next ghost. And going more like Van, poor choice in name. Am I right or am I right? Okay, that was terrible. Anyways, Van Gore is the ghostly painter that actually paints all the generic ghosts into life. Yeah, you know, the garbage ghosts, apparently he made them, so you can blame him for all your pain. Anyways, he's a pretty interesting boss. Instead of attacking himself or, running away, he actually spawns generic ghosts to fight you. In the original mansion, there's only 3 per pair of painting, but in the hidden mansion, there are 5, plus the additional health boost, which can be pretty difficult to deal with. All you gotta do is make sure you flash all of the ghosts at the same time, and it should be an easy capture. Except for those garbage ghosts, they always get on my nerves. I swear, one of these days, Van Gore, you're gonna get yours for making those garbage ghosts. They're not even pretty. All the other ones have an excuse. They're not even pretty. Okay? That's bad. You're bad. I hope you understand that. A little bit of venting there, but that's okay. Now let's move on to the next ghost. Or rather, the final ghost. The king of all the ghosts. That's right, it's the one and only, the most hated villain overall, turns of boss fights, King Boo, who is, the king of boos. I don't know how to explain that either way. Anyways, once you finally finish almost everything in the mansion and head down to the cellar to confront him, he actually pulls a fast one on you and turns the Mario painting that he's been guarding into a Bowser painting, which, in the true Mario 64 style, teleports you to a different dimension. It's kind of a parallel to the roof of the mansion, where you have to fight King Boo and his plastic replica of Bowser that apparently has a screw-on head. Now, this fight is definitely one of the more interesting ones, having actual patterns for attacks, instead of just, constantly repeating the same attack over and over. Which is something that I appreciate this boss, if it weren't that it was so difficult. Now, there is the most important attack that, fake Bowser does. The spike balls. They're basically explosive balls that explode at a certain time, their point in their existence on the screen. You see, Bowser throws 2 different types of these. It's either trick balls or real balls. At the first set of balls, he only throws real balls. However, once you damage King Boo, and any time if he does not perform the fire-breathing technique before he does it, they're going to be trick balls, or that's at least what I've noticed. Trick balls explode a lot earlier, and there's no way that you can ever use them against Boo and his giant colossus, Bowser. Obviously, he also has the ability to breathe fire, which can be pretty annoying if you forget that it actually codes the area that it breathes on into a fire charcoal, basically, which can damage Luigi. As well, he can suck up Luigi, so if you get too close, you're going to become Bowser's meal. I don't know exactly how many damage it does, but it's probably a lot. Anyways, all you gotta do is suck up one of the balls, the real balls, not the fake ones, and shoot them at Bowser when he's leaning down to do an attack, like fire breathing or sucking up something. Afterwards, Bowser's head will fly off and King Boo will be exposed. All you gotta do is suck him up, similar to original Boo. However, Bowser's head will continuously fire ice missiles at you that deal 15 damage and make you lose Boo if you get hit by it. King Boo kind of just stays out for a bit. However, if you get hit by one of these icicles, he's likely going to pop back into the Bowser replica. So you make sure you dodge those. Once you get him down to 200 or so health, when he places back the Bowser head, it'll actually be the wrong direction and will begin dancing around or, charging around the battlefield. Not to mention that there are these little potted plants that break open, sometimes have hearts, but usually in the Hidden Mansion have poison mushrooms, which can make you completely and utterly useless, basically, for a good set of time. Mix that with all the wacky and zany things that Bowser does to get close to you, then you got yourself quite the formidable boss that took me a while to get platinum for. Anyways, thank you for watching How Do You Rank Luigi's Mansion. I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Down below in the comments, tell me what you want me to do next, and maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. Maybe we'll just stop this altogether. But either way, this has been a pleasure, and I hope you enjoy this video, and I guess I'll see you around. Bye-bye.